is Valerie Flores, and I'm doing a presentation on apples today. Fun and facts about apples. This presentation can be I geared it towards kindergarten classes, but depending on which class you teach, you can obviously up the facts and information for an older class. I started out with some facts about apples, and there are over 7,500 different varieties of apples. Apples grow on trees, not bushes or vines. That's an important fact. If you have little ones, you want to let them know that they're actual apple trees. You're not going to find them on the ground, on a bush or growing on the wall on a vine. And apples are a fruit, not a vegetable. And the apples can be many different sizes. They can be as small as a cherry or as big as a grapefruit. And that would be a neat one to bring in and show the kids. Have a cherry, have a grapefruit, and then have an apple in the middle. It could be small, medium, big, and just show them how different the sizes can be. And also letting the students know that apples are very healthy, that they're fat-free, they're filled with fiber, and they're good fuel for your body. The interesting thing about apples is it hits on many different subjects. One of those subjects is science. So I would begin with, especially kindergarten students, identifying the different parts of an apple. And I have that here. So we would start, and hopefully everyone would have the students holding an apple, because that's a nice manipulative for them to be able to identify it themselves. Identifying the skin on the outside, and then the flesh on the inside, and the stem where the apple is actually attached to the tree, and then the seeds, which are actually called pips. So that's a good vocabulary word for them to be introduced to. Another science extension of apples would be exploring the 5 senses with apples. So the first one would be looking at the apple. So each student would have a slice of a different color of apple. And this is where you can really work in the different varieties, and you want to have different colors, different tastes. So have them look at the apple and ask them, what do they see? And then touch the apple and how does it feel? And you can introduce different vocabulary here as well. So smooth, rough, soft. So these would be keywords you could write down. And then the next one would be tasting the apple. How does it taste? So a Granny Smith compared to a Red Delicious, those are going to be 2 entirely different tastes. So you could work in, again, vocabulary, tart for the Granny Smith, and then something more mild with the Red Delicious. And the last one would be hearing. So you would ask them, how does the apple sound when you chew it? Is it crunchy? Or, is it quiet? Do you not hear anything? So those are going to vary as well. All interesting vocabulary, so then that hits on an ELA unit as well. And now we have an apple craft. So here we have art. So we've already hit on 3 subjects. So working with apples is quite fun. So the art project I have is apple stamping. I'm pretty sure everyone's probably done this. So I have an apple here. And the only thing I like to do when I'm doing apple stamping is cut the apple around the circumference, not down like we normally would to eat it, because I like the students to see the star on the inside, and it does look neat when they stamp it, and they can identify all the pips as well. So these you're not eating, these you're gonna paint. So any color paint, you can stamp. Actually, I saw a neat idea online. You can stamp your own wrapping paper, and maybe they can make something for their parents and wrap it. So you're just going to paint your apple, and you're just going to stamp. Oh, I don't see the star on that one. Maybe I didn't cut it well. Let's try the other half. So that's where you want to really cut it evenly, like I did not, so that you can see the star. So let's see. Put a little more pressure. And then you can do different colors as well. Let them pick the colors. Oh, on that one you can see it. So that one you can kind of see it. So again, cut it evenly. It'll come out a little bit better. So that's your art part of it. And then you can have a tasting element. And a neat one to do is apple cider, because you can talk about the differences between apple cider and apple juice, how apple cider has added ingredients into it, different spices, cinnamon, allspice, orange, and it's thicker than apple juice because they don't strain it. So that's all good information for the kids to know. So then you can let them try little cups of that. Oops, I went back. And then the last thing they'll do is an ELA extension, which is a writing prompt. And I would give them the prompt, and it's my favorite kind of apple is. And this would go back to the tasting element where you had all different types of apples. And then you would have them write out the prompt and then fill in which was their favorite and then draw a picture to go along with that. So it allows them to reflect on the different types of apples. It gets some writing in and also some drawing, and it kind of brings the whole unit to a close. So talking about apples is very fun, and again, you can hit on all the different subjects, and there's really no wrong way to do it. You can gear it towards kindergarten or gear it towards older children and add more facts about the apples. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope everybody tries working with apples in their own classroom. Lise.